camping may make it difficult to keep a cooler cold. Additionally, it's not always practical to bring one. But what's the other option? Fortunately, there are many of delectable camping meals that don't even need to be refrigerated. For your next trip, try one of these 47 of our favorite no-cooler camp dinners. Let's begin this list of no-cooler camp foods with a number of non-refrigerated components. All you have to do is to go through this article on foods that travel well without refrigeration and pack your bags accordingly. 1. Cheese Whiz or Velveeta. These delectable cheese alternatives are perfect when a cooler or refrigerator is not accessible, provided the word cheese product doesn't upset you. For simple campfire mac and cheese, melt them over spaghetti or drizzle them over tortilla chips for some campfire nachos. 2. Honey. Squirt bottle honey is a fantastic camping item for adding something sweet to tea, coffee, biscuits, toast, and so much more since it is both natural and sweet. In addition to hastening the crystallization process, storing honey in the refrigerator is absolutely unneeded. Honey is resistant to bacterial development because it has a low water content and is somewhat acidic. Honey may be kept at room temperature in an airtight container, like the one it arrives in, without worrying about the development of germs. Just be sure to keep it out of direct sunlight and heated areas. 3. Bisquick. The main component of so many of our favorite breakfasts while camping is this floury combination. Biscuits, waffles, pancakes, and more. If you have baking powder, using Bisquick without milk or eggs won't be an issue. 4. Dried spices and herbs. Even if you're camping, your meal doesn't have to be bland. The nice aspect is that dried spices and herbs don't need refrigeration. Bring cumin for salsa, oregano for pasta, and salt for everything else, of course. 5. Canned milk. One of my camping essentials has been canned evaporated milk. Even though it doesn't taste precisely the same as milk, this is an excellent alternative for recipes that call for it, even if I may not use it to soften my camp coffee. 6. Milk or soy powder. Purchase it in powdered form if you want to use milk while camping without refrigeration. It may be used as a replacement in cereal or coffee. Just keep adding cold water until the flavor is perfect. Powdered soy is also offered for those of you who are vegan campers. 7. Dry beans and lentils. The staple diet of campers is rice and beans. However, dried beans are a fantastic addition to your camp kitchen since they don't take up much room and don't need refrigeration. Keep in mind that cooking time varies for beans and lentils. You will find it much simpler to boil them the following day if you soak them in a saucepan of water overnight. 8. Bread. Bread is a fantastic filler when you are traveling light and don't want to take up space in the cooler since it ranks right up there with milk as man's ultimate necessity. French toast, sandwiches, or a side dish for supper. I kept bread in the fridge for years in the mistaken belief that it would stay fresher longer. That was the worst thing I could have done, it turns out. Bread stales significantly quicker when kept in a cold, but not freezing, atmosphere because the starch recrystallizes more quickly. Bread may be kept at room temperature in an airtight container if you intend to consume it within a week. The best place to keep bread is in the freezer for extended storage. 9. Soy sauce. Are you considering cooking some vegetables and grains on your cook stove? Bring some soy sauce with you. This Asian sauce may be put back on the shelf after use since it is very salty and goes a long way. 10. Butter. Some individuals are unaware that butter doesn't truly need refrigeration. Ours is always kept in a covered dish on the counter so it can stay soft and spreadable. However, take caution since it will be delicate and simple to mash. Store it in a jar with a tight-fitting cover. 11. Bouillon. Such an excellent seasoning as broth. Beef, veggie, and chicken flavors are available. It is a convenient method for preparing soup broths on the fly. 12. Individual packets of mayo, mustard, ketchup, and relish. You know how when you order takeout, they give you those little condiment packets to take home? They are excellent for camping. The smaller single-serving versions don't need any refrigeration at all, however, the bigger ones must be refrigerated right away after opening. 13. Potatoes. Fries are made from potatoes. But truly, potatoes are highly adaptable, simple to prepare in a number of ways, and retain their quality for a very long time. While camping, I love to prepare potatoes. 14. Oil. Who can cook without using oil? It can be used to butter a skillet, dip bread in, and cook pretty much everything. Oil is a food item that is an essential need for camping and doesn't require refrigeration. 15. Basil. Basil appears to start to wilt as soon as you get it home from the supermarket, or in from the garden. However, don't expect that placing it in the refrigerator would make this problem go away. Basil does best when kept at room temperature since it despises the cold. Fresh basil should be kept in a jar with a few inches of water and its leaves loosely covered with a plastic bag to extend its shelf life. 16. Cake. Frosting hardens and cake loses all moisture when kept in the refrigerator. The majority of cakes taste best when kept at room temperature, however there are notable exceptions. Cakes with buttercream, fondant, or ganache frosting should be kept covered and at room temperature for up to 5 days. Cakes that have been cut into slices may also be kept at room temperature, just be sure to wrap any uncovered portions in plastic wrap to prevent moisture loss. Cakes with whipped cream or cream cheese icing, fresh fruit topping, or both should be kept in the refrigerator. 17. Espresso. In fact, keeping coffee in the refrigerator hastens its deterioration. Condensation buildup due to temperature changes from entering and exiting the refrigerator might reduce the taste of the coffee. Coffee is also known to absorb the smells of other items in the refrigerator. Don't put your coffee in the fridge unless you want a touch of yesterday night's leftovers in it. Coffee beans should be kept both whole and ground in an opaque, airtight container in a cold, dry location. 18. Spicy sauce. Before storing hot sauce, be careful to read the label since brands might vary. However, in general, your spicy sauce doesn't need to be refrigerated since the salt and vinegar in it serve as natural preservatives. In fact, the peppery taste of hot sauce is stronger at room temperature. Hot sauce may be kept in the refrigerator, but the taste won't be as potent as it would be at room temperature. Instead, keep spicy sauce up to 6 months in a closet or pantry. 19. Melons. It seems that the antioxidants in melons, such as watermelon, honeydew, and cantaloupe, may degrade in the refrigerator. In addition, melons taste better at room temperature. Melons should be kept whole on the counter for 1 to 2 weeks at room temperature. 20. Garlic, onions, and shallots. These alliums do not thrive in the refrigerator. Whole shallots, onions, and garlic can collect moisture in high humidity areas like a refrigerator and start to weaken and grow mold before they should. Additionally, they might contaminate other goods in your fridge with their strong stench. In a cold, dry location, such as a root cellar, pantry, unheated basement, or garage, store entire onions, garlic, or shallots, around 55 degrees Fahrenheit. 21. Carrots. The starch in potatoes will convert to sugar when kept in the fridge, giving them an unappealing sugary taste and grittier texture even when cooked. For up to 2 months, it is best to keep whole, unpeeled potatoes in a cool, dark spot that is warmer than the refrigerator but cooler than room temperature. This may apply to a garage, unheated basement, root cellar, etc. Potatoes may be kept at room temperature for up to 2 weeks in a paper or mesh bag if this isn't an option. 22. Tomatillo. Although you may be tempted, resist the urge to put ripe, juicy tomatoes in the refrigerator. Tomatoes may have a mealy, mushy flesh when the temperature falls below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Fresh, whole tomatoes should be stored upside down in a paper towel-lined open container out of the direct sun. 23. Winter squash. Winter squash, such as pumpkins, acorn squash, butternut squash, etc., may decay more rapidly in the refrigerator due to its high humidity and low temperatures. Winter squash may be kept in a cold, dry environment between 50 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit for up to 6 months. Final words. You don't have to think twice before you pack these foods that travel well without refrigeration. All these foods can help you with preparing some delicious meals on the road as well.